Hello and welcome back to the European Orienteering Championships 2025. We are all ready to go for our final race of these championships. The sprint race, just over 4 kilometers of racing for the men here in Liège in Belgium. And the athletes have already raced once today. They had the qualification earlier on this morning in a more southerly part of this town, where it was actually very tricky qualification, really big long route choice legs, lots of difficulty reading the detail as well. And from those qualifications this morning, the top 15 men in each heat have made it through to the finals. So we do have 45 men lining up and ready to go. In fact, the first have already started making their way around the courses as well. And lots and lots of effort, years have gone into the planning, into the organisation of this course, of this event. And now is the exciting moment that it's finally going to happen. And we will crown two new European champions, our two defending champions, not here. That's Matthias Kibberts and Sarah Hagström. So we will have two new European champions in both the men's and the women's race coming up later. And yeah, Jonas, the qualification this morning was super exciting, but I think all of our main names made it through.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, we had a few names that didn't make it, but they would not have been among the biggest favorites for the medals at least. It was quite a tricky qualification. It was a bit like the races before, good route choices, quite intense orienteering. It's going to be similar in this final as well this afternoon.
But we have some people who didn't even make it to the start list of the qualification.
Yeah, there are some people that didn't feel so well. So Sanna Fast is not at the start today. Malin Agervik Christiansson is not at the start today. So yeah, unfortunately, especially, I mean, both of them could actually have been in the fight for a medal. So that's a pity that we missed both of them today.
Exactly, but we have to take the athletes who are able to make it to the start line, and it's going to be super close, I think, in both races when it comes to the medals. But Jonas, this is a really super interesting course. Why don't you talk us through it?
It's a bit similar to what we've seen before. There are different parts to this sprint race today. In the beginning here, it's a new built area, many short controls. The course planner, they want to keep the runners occupied in the very beginning. Then from 7 to 8, there's the first long leg. There's a route choice leg. You could go more to the north. That's the shortest one, but you have to back out from the control, or then you do something a bit closer to the line. The difference is not very big. Then a map flip. No, it's actually the map change here. We had a map flip already in the first part. So a map change at control 8. And then we go into the second part, the Old Town. Many backyards open just for this competition here at around 10, 11, 12, 13. And so on. So that's nothing really they could prepare for. Second TV split at control 15. And then there's another map flip actually at control 16. So they have 4 different maps today. It's mostly because the course planners, they didn't want that the legs are overlapping each other. So it's not really that they can't plan ahead. Of course, that's an element as well. But they did. It's an aesthetical thing. They didn't want the legs to overlap. So there's a map flip in the beginning, a map change at 8, and not a map flip in the end.
Yeah, we also had big route choices towards the end, 18, 19 as well. And there's a lot of, especially in this middle bit where they've opened up a lot of the alleyways. I think they've opened 68 gates and doors. They said they had 68 sets of keys in the arena, and it opens up a lot of route choices like this one, 10 to 11, where it's you either go left or right.
Yeah, in this particular case here, 10-11 doesn't really matter if you go the red or the blue option. It's just that you have to take a decision and then you have to execute it as well. Even if the route choice itself might not be too important, whatever you pick, you're kind of occupied on this leg. You have to be reading the map, and you can't plan ahead very much because you have to be careful in order not to miss any passage here. And that makes it difficult to read ahead, and I think that was the plan in this part. of the course by the course planners. So this is one of these backyards. You can see it good here. Usually not open for public, but they said they had a good guy here negotiating with the locals, so they could open many of the gates in this area there.
Yeah, the course setters are saying it just kept making the course better and better and better. They was clearly really, really excited about it as the course kept getting better and better when they could open up more of these gates. That was super, super exciting to see. Well, we do have lots of athletes already making their way around the course. Who are some of those? So the start list is in terms of the order of that they qualified, basically. So those who qualified best starting last. Any early names you want to pick out as usual?
Yeah, I would highlight Jonathan Gustafsson here. He was so strong in the knockout sprint. An early starter. It was a bit a surprise to me, but he was not starting in so many international sprints so far, mostly knockout sprints, but that will be an interesting name early on. Then I would highlight Alvaro Casado from Spain here as well. He had a very good sprint relay. He was the quickest on the third leg there. And then when we get towards the end, of course, we get stronger and stronger names as Kasper Fosser, world champion in 22, Thomas Krifta, number 22 here as well. Yeah, and then basically from this very last group that we will see here towards the very end, then there's so many names that actually could take a medal. August Molin, Axel Ruohola, Yannick Michels will be very, very interesting today. I mean, he was very open with by saying that this is his big goal. It's the individual sprint. I want to win this. Francesco Mariani was very good at the qualification. Thomas Heikkilä, you could feel that he's in great physical shape. Matthias Barro Valle was very good in the qualification, and Martin Rekborn, world champion, fastest in the qualification as well. So that's it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very tight, I guess.
Yeah, so highlighting some of these routes here already, Jonathan Gustafsson, Timo Oksanen, the comparison here, and you can see those different route choices to control 12. And
you could see
that point, yeah, Gustafsson just
was some hesitation
some
at 18
there,
for Gustafsson. Yeah. Then also here, a bit shorter option by Oksanen. We don't have all of the artificial fences here, right?
We do, but one of them
we have, but it's hard to see. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so he's kind of gone round in that little kink just at the end of the tail of Oxen. He did avoid that artificial fence.
Yeah, because the Oxen route is, well, a few meters shorter, and you don't have so many turns to take. But it surprised me that Gustafsson lost so many seconds between control 14 and 18. Must have made a mistake. Here we have him.
Our leader at the first TV control, that's about control 9 at the arena passage. He was the leader at control 15 as well. And then he's now coming into the finish here, a knockout sprint specialist, but I don't know whether he's going to be faster than Hubacek and Oksanen, they're in equal time. I think he might just get in ahead and be our new leader. He does indeed. Gustafsson picks up a bit of time at the end and is our new leader. 14 minutes and 16 seconds, and we've got a winning time of about 13:45 then. So already getting quite close to that with one of the early starters. Gustafsson, a silver medalist from the knockouts, but as we mentioned, he's not managed to reach quite those heights at the sprint yet. Okay, let's head back to the start. This is Henry McNulty. Was 9th in the World Champs. And good talent from Australia. And straight out of the start, there is a choice there, but we're going to move and catch up with Tim Robertson. Tim didn't actually run in the knockout in the end. He had a shoulder injury from running in China at the World Games there, ran into some bamboo, and it completely just wasn't able to move his shoulder pretty much at all, wasn't able to run with it. So I'm very pleased to see him make the start line now. And
Had
he's
a good
on his
start
way
into
to
the
control
race.
number 9.
Yeah, had a good start into the race in the very beginning. Quite in contention with the leader at that point, Jonathan Gustafsson. Here we
Yeah,
have
this
it.
is the control here. So it goes into the lead there. It's a very quick section from our pre-warning here because he wasn't pre-warned in the lead. And I think he took one of the northerly route choices to control number 8. I think it's that execution of control number 8 he's done really, really well. This is one of the names you mentioned then earlier. The quickest man on the third leg of the relay. It's the Spaniard Alvaro Casado. He's had good success already in knockouts. He was 18th at the World Champs. Can he improve that today? He looks like he's in fantastic shape. Although very different kind of head-to-head situation compared with this individual format. Avora de Kuiper finishing there. Three Belgian men making this final, which is great to see on home soil. Belgium, not a country traditionally strong at orienteering, but in fact, Avora de Kuiper has made finals at the World Champs before, so he is used to competing at this level.
And here we have another runner that had a good start into the race, Jürgen Backlid, on the way to the first TV split at Control 9.
Yeah, he's running round on the main road. There is an option to kind of cut through. They're about the same distance, and he's just about to approach this one here. So Backlid goes third at this point. So I think losing a little bit of time on the long leg there, but still high
about 10
speed, still within
seconds.
11 seconds. Let's just have a look then at the differences here. And Robertson's basically spotted the good route choice here. The shortest one, according to the course planners, is to back out of control 7 in the way that he did. And that's why Robertson has catapulted himself into the lead. A really, really good route choice there. And that's why he's got the leading time at 9.
Yeah, very good execution by Tim Robertson. Well, I mean, he is a very competent sprint orienteer with a silver medal at World Championships before. I think it was in 2018. It's been up there for many years.
Tino Pelsini here, world silver medalist from Switzerland. The steps of the streets of Edinburgh couldn't be more different to the very, very flat parts of Belgium. But actually, in some ways, some of the concepts are quite similar, you know, in the desire to open up a lot of gates and backyards and everything like that. It is quite similar concepts to what the course setters were trying to do in Edinburgh last year. And this is Tim Robertson again, following him on his way to the 15th control.
And we also know that Jonathan Gustafsson was not the quickest, then just after control 15. So a chance here just after this TV control, the second TV control, to maybe win in a few more seconds compared to the Swede.
So running down here, we'll take this path under the road under the school. Quite an easy 1 to 16. That's where the mat flip is. Thomas Krivda next to start from Czechia. 4th place in the knockout a couple of days ago. Does have a World Cup bronze medal from the Italian sprint last year.
And again, you said it, it's the best to back out from control 7. It's quite okay as well to do it like Gustafsson. It's about Yeah, 20 to 40 meters longer if you do the other option. A bit more to the south.
So backcleared, that's control 14. He's got to navigate a very annoying barrier that you can see just to the right. See those cones there? That is the barrier in place. So he has to run wide of that and head towards us. To the 15th control there, and Robertson still in the lead. Backlead in second place. So him and Gustafsson very close together.
Was actually 15 seconds behind at previous TV control.
Let's take Henry McNulty though to split control number 1. So he's just left the 8th control. He's just done the map exchange. This is the back streets, the smaller streets to get to the control where we take the time. It's a similar distance to go either way because he's got to take a sharp left-hand turn out here and then go round this building. You can hear all the stewards telling everyone he is coming. There's 120 stewards out on the course today, and Henry McNulty goes into 4th.
I think he lost yeah, quite a few of the seconds he is behind now. I think he lost on this route choice between 7 and 8.
Here's Tim Robertson then on his way to the 20th control, second to last control here. Lots of running to go, and then one more control before he completes his European Champs sprint race. And it's looking really, really good for the New Zealander. Rounds this corner. Luckily, it's dried off a bit since earlier on, and crossing the line. Tim Robertson goes into the lead, as you can see there, most of the time in the green, but maybe losing a little bit right at that very end.
You can also say that we mentioned that before, that Gustafsson lost a little bit of time there by not going down the tunnel to 16. It was about 10 seconds. You could see that from the split times of Robertson. Robertson had a good route here to control 19 as well. Again, he was on the shortest one. I think he almost managed to get the shortest option on every route choice here, so that's very impressive.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lead manages to hold, because yeah, making every single route choice, you can't really do much better than that. Let's take Joey Haddon then at the start, getting ready with his compass, his map, just looking ahead here. Seventh in this race last time it was held, last European Championships. And was 7th in the test races as well. So can Joey Haddon make it matter, make it where it really matters? Here's Jürgen Backlead, and as you can see there, he's still got the 20th and the 21st controls to punch. The time is ticking down for the Norwegian at the moment. The world knockout silver medalist is not going to go into the lead, but he's been very close to that time of Gustafsson. Is he going to drop behind now? As we actually see someone coming through the
Tino Polsini.
Tino Polsini through the
that's actually the quickest one there at the first TV control, so that was a very good start for him as well.
And here with the current leader, Tim Robertson. Tim, tell us about your race.
It was really fun out there. A lot of new bits on the map that we maybe weren't expecting. So I enjoyed it. You had to read the map the whole way, and there was still a lot of running. It was a very physical course, but you had to think in between. I thought it was great fun.
And how do you think this will hold up this time? Do you have a feeling it will will put you in a top position at the end as well?
I had a big hesitation coming out of 18 at the end. Stood still for 10 seconds maybe, trying to work out if I could get through a wall or not, which I luckily saw that I couldn't, so I limited a bit of time lost there, but I think I'll leak a few places there, but we'll see.
We'll see, Tim. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, Tim Robertson admitting there that he did stand still for 10 seconds out of control.
Maybe
18, and
not
part
10
of that
seconds.
is,
Maybe it
well,
felt
maybe not.
like 10 seconds.
It felt like 10. But this is one of the challenges of this course. It's not just, you know, reading the navigation. It's not just deciding the route choice. It's just spotting the route in the first place.
Yeah, sometimes you really have to. I mean, usually you don't want it. It's not enough to find one route. You want to find a route to compare to as well. So usually you try to find the one to the left or to the right or the straight one. But here sometimes it's very hard to find even 2 or 3 that you think that they're quite okay. For example, 13 to 14. Now, of course, you can't see the map in front of you, but when you have these double S shapes and everything, it's quite hard to compare 2 different routes and to find them.
Henry McNulty just nearly taking a couple of steps past the cut through that he needed there on his way to control 15 and down into 17th now. But he won't have lost that time just on there. I'm trying to figure out where he did lose the time. Maybe it was on the route choice to 14, which is a really tricky one.
We can see it here, I guess.
Now we're live now with Henry McNulty, so we needed to go back another couple of minutes.
But we should tell you again a bit that Tino Pausini, we just got it in when we had someone coming to the finish there. Before he had a very good start, good route choice to control 8 as well, and he's in the lead at the arena passage. I think he's still doing very good. So the silver medalist from the World Championships is doing a great competition so far.
Yes, and we see Isaac von Krusenfrenner on his way to control number 9, a former sprint world champion. That was in that post-COVID world champs in Czechia in 2021.
But he was already quite far behind at the pre-warning. So that was not a good start for Isaac.
No, it's hard to win back 20 seconds on a race like this. This is Pausini then. This is the 14th control, and he didn't take the shortest route from 13 to 14, but he still looks like he's got some good speed, although how it will compare to Robertson, let's wait and see.
He was just 3 seconds ahead of Tim Robertson at the first TV control. You can see it there. And now he dropped behind.
There's a lot of time lost on this route choice. Let's see what it is in the end. So 12 seconds, so 14 seconds lost on that route choice, just between 13 and 14.
I mean, we were discussing that before the broadcast, Catherine, what's going to be key today. And I think because it's such an intense sprint and you have so many decisions to take, it's just to be consistent and try to get the best route choice as many times as possible. Of course, it's not always possible to get all of them right, but Tim Robertson was very close to it. So I think that was actually a very good competition by Tim Robertson.
Yeah, and what you've also not got to do, sometimes there's maybe 2 route choices that are quite even and then a third one that's much worse. You just don't want to get the third one at all, basically, when you go around the course. Here is Kasper Fosser then, a former sprint champion. That was back in 2022 in Denmark. Best known for being the 3 times in a row long distance world champion, and he does have a lot of pedigree in this sprint. He didn't perform as well in the knockout. He tends to be his kind of weakest discipline. So we'll see how Kasper Fosser gets on today as we pick back up then with Thomas Krivda. And he's on his way to this 15th control again, going around these artificial barriers, avoiding the bicycles. And as you can see, again, not as fast as Robertson. lots of sharp corners. It's all about that acceleration, deceleration, changing corners and keeping on track of your orienteering. But Krivda, a few seconds behind at the moment. Let's take Joey Haddon on his way to split control 1. This is control number 9, as you can see, already slower than Polsini and Robertson.
Yeah, he already dropped behind. He will be around those 20 seconds there, where we had Isaac van Krusenquern as well. Quicker.
So 18 seconds in 8th place at the moment. Again, it's so hard to win that time back.
Different routes there to 5. Similar to 7. Would have been interesting to see 7 to 8. This is Isaac van Krusenquern, and my feeling is that he's much closer now. He was 20 seconds behind. That's definitely a very good second part here from Isaac van Krusenquern.
Yeah, he's climbed a lot, which I thought Tim Robertson was quick throughout. So it does show that you can have a really good middle section and win back some time compared to the current leader, at least anyway. This is Polsini then into the finish. He was 11 seconds behind Tim Robertson at TV2.
Now on the last meters, probably not going to be 11 seconds anymore. Maybe into second position here. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, good enough for second. 6 seconds down. So 14.07 for Tino Polsini into second place. But I feel like there's room for someone to get all of these sections right, whether that's the route choices, whether that's the tricky technical bit in amongst the backyards, and they could set a really fast new time. This is Max Better-Bämer, though, doing really well in the World Cup standings after great races in the Swedish World Cup first round of this year, and desperately wants some World Cup points in the sprint now as well. But 28 seconds down at the moment in 19th place. Not the best start for Max Better-Bämer. Let's take a look then at those standings at split 1. Tino Polsini's just come into the finish in place number 2, but he was in the lead at that point, just 3 seconds ahead of Tim Robertson. Henry McNulty also up there. We haven't had him into the finish yet. And then quite a lot of athletes, but like those like Isaac van Krusenquern in 13th place at that point. He then climbed up to second. So there's still work to be done in these races. Here's Krivda coming into the finish. Took a 4th place in the knockout 2 days ago. Has a lot of sprinting in his legs, and you can see the times there on the right hand side, just increasing slowly and slowly there. Going to be outside the top 6, or maybe just inside the top 6 then. Crossing the line, 33 seconds down at the moment. Here's Joey Haddon. Oh, don't know what he's doing
some
here.
hesitation here.
He's on his, hang on, this is a mistake, because he's still on his way to the 14. And if you look at that time, so he's still got to go punch control 14 and then come back the same way.
He did a different route choice to 14, different than everyone else, but this is Isaac van Krusenquern, and now I think this is going to be a new best time, actually.
Really fast, I think you're right, because he has really got the pace at the end of this race, and he's got time to spare there, taking the corner here, slowing down, going back through, and he's going to take a new leading time then. Isaac van Krusenquern goes 12 seconds quicker than Tim Robertson, the former world champion in this sprint discipline.
I mean, he was almost 20 seconds behind at the first TV control, so as you said before, there's definitely room for someone to get in there, who's got like all the parts together.
Yeah, if you can make every single bit, that first bit, the first route choice, the speed through these tricky backyard controls as well, then you can definitely put some damage into this winning time. Let's have a look at these route choices. Look, Polsini, Foster, Robertson, all getting this
Foster
big
is
twist
on
correct.
the good route as well. Not too far behind Polsini at the first, at the pre-warning at control 7. Very soon to get to the first TV control, and he could be the one that can possibly put together all the parts and get a good time here.
Yeah, he
Polsini was close to it
could.
as well, but he was not perfect between 13 and 14. Here we have
Okay,
Kasper
this is
Fosse.
Fosse. This is the map exchange. So he drops one map, picks up the other one, and keeps following the taped route until the next start triangle. And he go on the smaller alleyway to the next control. The next control is where we get the time check. Number 9 in the square. You can hear the sounds of the whistles warning that he's about to arrive. Here comes Kasper Fosse. Will it be a new leading time? It absolutely is. 2 seconds quicker than Polsini. Kasper Fosse is the quickest, but can he get the rest of the course right? As we see Michaela Lejnik coming into the finish here, the pole into 7th place. So a reminder, the standings at the finish so far with 24 runners in. And hang on, Isaac von Krusenfreund is not there. So has he been disqualified? He skipped a control, apparently.
Okay,
So
that's why he was so quick
that
there.
explains why he was so quick. So Isaac von Krusenfreund, who just saw take the lead, has been disqualified for missing out a control. So Tim Robertson still the leader at the moment. Tino Polsini from Switzerland in 2nd, and Jürgen Backlid from Norway in 3rd. Oh, gutting to miss a control.
It's so hard to spot on the GPS as well. I mean, the GPS is not perfect in this area. It's very hard to spot it here when they skip a control.
Okay, maybe you can try and find out which one he skipped, and I'll take the next athlete through, which is Guillaume Verove from France on his way to control number 9, and he looks really, really fast. He was 7th in the test races. He's a first-year senior from France and already impressed in earlier races in these European Championships. As you can see there, he was pre-warned in a really good position just before the long leg drop down now into 5th place, but still in contention there. 14 seconds. Here comes Joey Haddon into the finish as well. Fighting hard on these last stages, but's gone into 9th place there. 37 seconds down on that lead, still being held by Tim Robertson.
And I think von Krusenstern skipped control number 11. Which makes quite a difference, actually. Yeah, he went straight from 10 to 12.
Wow. Well, I wonder if he could have read 11 and then be going on the route to 11, and then like sometimes you're on the way to one control and then you forget that you haven't punched it already. So that could have happened.
It would definitely not have been the best option from 10 to 12 straight. So he must have forgotten about it halfway.
Yeah, I think so. Ah, gutting. And that's how fast they're running, is that these things that you think should be easy, getting all these controls, just like can go out the window.
Fosse is on the same route to 14 as we had Joey Haddon before. I think he might be losing a little bit on this one, but let's see.
Let's see as we see Max Petter Bäme in towards the finish, going into an equal 11th place then, equal with the pole Michaela Lejnik. Let's take Fosse then on his way to the 15th control, because he took this, what did you say, it was Joey Haddon route. Yeah. And he's struggling a little bit. Let's see what his lead was. So he was 5 seconds ahead of Robertson at the arena passage.
Nice.
See where he is now.
Losing time, I'm quite sure about that. Let's see how much it is.
So losing 8 seconds there on that route choice. Casper Fosse trying to win back a world title in this European title, sorry, win his first European title in the sprint.
So here you can see 2 different routes executed, 13 to 14. Robertson, that's the shortest one distance-wise. Made a difference of about, what did you say, 8 seconds?
Yep. I think there's a middle one which is even better, which is even shorter, that he didn't take. So we'll see what happens when we put that
that's
one
right.
in the mix.
You're
well.
right.
So this is Erik Langendal Breivik, the world and European middle distance champion. His best sprint on the World Cup circuit, that was in Alton in Switzerland last year. He was 6th. Wout Huis coming into the finish now. The second of our 3 Belgians making this men's final.
It's not
As
coming to
he
the
came
finish. It's
into
in the
8th place.
arena
Very
passage.
good. Yeah. So Guillaume Verove on his way to control number 15.
Was in 5th position at the second TV control.
And he got this really good route choice into this
Or at the-
control. He managed to execute this one really well.
He was 5th at the pre-warning to the second TV control, of course. He's going strong here.
Yeah, that's a really good route choice to 14, and you can see the difference that it makes climbing him 2 places.
I can see that August Millén didn't go on this quickest route. And you can see how much he loses by not backing out from control 7.
It's not the worst route choice though.
No, you could, I mean, if you would go to the south, and then you could go, there are different options on the south route as well, where you could lose more time, of course, but it's still not the best one. Very soon we're gonna have Casper Fosse to the finish. He's now at the 3rd to last control, so very soon coming. Here we have him in the picture.
Yeah, and the time's going to tick down. Is it going to be enough to take a new leading time here? Robertson from New Zealand still leading 14:01. You can see his time there at control 19. That's the one before this one that he's just punched. Was 3 seconds in the lead. Got a super high speed, has Fosse. And he's going to round the corner very soon. Is it going to be good enough, though, for a new leading time here at the finish? Fighting hard all the way to the line. Let's have a look. Oh, that's
15 seconds. There's something with the time.
Yeah, I think
There was something was strange there.
Yeah, we'll
let's see.
I wonder if that might change slightly. I was quite surprised to see that. Let's take August Millén though to split number 1. We just saw him on the GPS tracking, taking not quite the best route to control number 8. And you can see he's already dropping behind. He was pre-warned in 5th, and I think will have dropped, no, maybe staying about the same as a result of that route choice. Equals 6th there, equal with Jørgen Backlid of Norway. You can see just keeping really good map contact here, taking long looks at the map and keeping that pace high as well. Super impressive. So this is Wout Huis on his way to control number 15. This is the 14th though. And he is looking. So he was in, where was he in the previous one? He was in 9th place, 18 seconds down at the arena passage.
And still quite okay here for Wout Huis. Still possible top 10 at the moment.
Yeah, looks super, super strong. This is Verove into the finish then. And he goes third at the moment, 17 seconds slower than Foster.
Something must have been very strange with Casper Foster's, like the sync in his time device or something, but it seems that if he is definitely 13 seconds quicker.
Yeah, it keeps showing in the results that we can see, so it looks okay. In fact, I think we're going to hear from Casper Foster in just a moment as we see Axeli Rohola about to start his race, the bronze medalist from the knockouts. How's he going to fare in the individual sprint in this time trial format?
And here with Casper Foster. Casper, into best time so far. How was your race?
It was all right. I think I felt quite strong physically, surprisingly enough. But yeah, I did see that I had a couple of bad route choices. It's hard to say. It's a really tricky course, and yeah, I was not sharp enough to be certain about my route choices. But yeah, a couple of small control mistakes as well. But overall, I think this was it was a pretty decent race.
And you think this will hold for a medal, maybe?
If I'm lucky, yeah, if I'm lucky, then I can hold for a medal. But yeah, it depends on the others. There's several runners who have really good chances to beat me.
We'll see, Casper. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Casper Foster there, confident as always on his chances, as we see Erik Langendal Breivik through there in fourth place, just 12 seconds down. And as he kind of mentioned, wasn't a completely perfect race. We see the kind of bad route choice to control 14. So there's room for somebody to improve on this result. Let's have a look then at these route choices here.
You can see that Breivik is going in the same route that has been proving to be the best, but still he's 12 seconds behind. Here we have August Molén
here. Yep, on his way to the 15th control, rounding this barrier here. He was in 7th as he went through the arena passage. Into the control here, maintaining that spot.
And I mean, Casper Foster said it, there's still a few runners at the start that can be a threat, but actually not that many. Martin Hoopman is one of them. And we're going to have Yannick Michels, Francesco Mariani, Thomas Heikkilä, Matthias Barro Valle, and Martin Rekborn. So those the runners still to come.
Take Waterhoos into the finish. Lots of cheering for him on the home ground here and on his way into the finish. Looks like he will be just outside the top 10 at the moment. Yes, equal with Nathan Lawson there in the end. Great work. Let's see, look, Catburn through. He is 30 seconds off at the moment. The Frenchman does have top 20 in the sprint before. But here is one man who's made no secret of the fact that he has been working towards this race for the last 2-3 years. I think ever since it was announced, he knew he wanted to target this race on home soil. Yannick Michels, he's got bronze medals at the World Champs, silver at the European Champs before. He's won World Cup sprints, but never won on a World or European stage. So really lots of pressure on Yannick here, I think, and mostly from himself. I think when he puts himself on this start line, he seems to be in good shape. Decent results from the sprint relay and from the knockout as well. So we'll see what he can do on the individual.
Already to the second control, he's not on the very best route. Well,
No,
it's not going to differ a lot, maybe 2 or 3 seconds, but still.
This is Erik Langendal Breivik through the houses here on his way to the 14th and the 15th controls. He was in 4th at the arena passage. His best result, 6th on the World Cup in a sprint. He's a bit of a middle distance specialist though, coming towards us here soon, rounding the barrier as you can see. And this is strong here from Breivik because he's closed time on the leaders. Just 4 seconds now behind Tim Robertson. This is a really good middle stage for him. August Mullane into the finish then. Going to the 20th control. And he was in 8th place at the last split. I think he's pulled up a bit of time here on this last stage of the race. On the last corner and the last few meters. Head down, driving those arms, crosses in 6th place. 26 seconds down on the lead of Kasper Fossa.
This is actually a Ruohola. Had a good start. It's not on the perfect route to control 8, just behind him. We also have Jakob Glonek. Was even better start to the pre-warning, but then even he didn't have the best route then. You can see it here. So he lost his leads. He had that control 7, but man to keep an eye on, definitely.
Yeah, clearly
So
high
Lon-
speed in
so
those first
is-
few controls, the tricky bit.
Yeah, and I mean, Ruohola is not too far behind either. Only 10 seconds behind Fosse.
So here comes Glonek, and we'll see him drop this map here, then pick up the next one and go through this little passage to the next start control. You can see it on the left there. A very quick through there. It's quite an easy leg after the map exchange. Looking solid here. So he was pre-warned in the lead, and we'll see what effect the route choices had on that.
Quite a big one, unfortunately for him. Now
Yeah, so
15
losing
seconds
15
behind.
seconds. Yeah, just on that route choice. Okay, back at the start. This is one of the big favourites for this race. European bronze medalist. He was first and second in the test races as well. Thomas Hakeler. And as he starts his run out, I mentioned the course setters almost implied in our meeting that he ran so fast in the test races, much quicker than they were expecting, that they had to make the courses longer to get the right winning time.
This is Erik Langedal Breivik on the way to his second best time, I guess. Good run for Erik Langedal Breivik.
Yeah, he should go in between first and second there. So great work from the Norwegian. Again, so tricky to be doing well in forest and sprint over this season. So 9 seconds down in the end on the lead of Kasper Fossa. Tim Robertson pushed down into third.
I can tell you that Yannick Michels 10 seconds behind at the pre-warning, then not really the best option from 7 to 8 either, so it's going to be tricky for him to get close to the medals.
Yeah, we should see Mariani through the arena passage first, then, sorry, Michels first, then Mariani. And let's take a look at our last starter. He's the world champion. It is Martin Regborn, who's second in the sprint test races as well, so one of the huge favourites for this race.
This is actually a Ruohola on the way to the second TV split. Even
He was
on
only
this
10
Fosse.
seconds down at the arena passage.
Yeah, but he's on the Foster hard-on route to 14, so not the best option there either. I think this is actually the route choice Foster was talking about when he said that he didn't have all of the best route choices.
Yeah, and you drop so many places with a couple of dodgy route choices. Thinking he was in 4th, he was just 10 seconds behind Casper Fosse. Now dropped down a lot. Here's Yannick Michels though, and he'll get a lot of applause and cheers of support. He goes through this arena passage, but as you can see, he's already behind here. It's going to be hard for him to catch up at this point as he goes through the arena passage. 17 seconds down. He's in equal 10th place at the moment, but with work to do.
He actually only lost 7 seconds on his route, so the physical shape I think is quite okay. You can see it here. It was 10 seconds behind at control 7. Now it's 17. And it's this first part, the exit from control 7, that makes a difference. But he has to be perfect from here in order to be in the fight for the medals.
This is Jakob Glonek. Wow, he's pulled himself back into contention.
Closer again, yeah. But we know that Foster, I mean, here we had to change from the lead from Foster to back to Robertson.
And we see this replay of August Mullane. This is because he has mispunched. He's been disqualified, mispunching at control 16, which was actually the map flip control. So
might not have punched the control when he flipped it.
Yeah, sometimes that happens when you have kind of lots going on. Then you just forget to do the most important thing.
It really
which
shouldn't,
is
because
punching the control.
It's actually something you know that I mean, they know from the team leaders meeting that you have 4 map flips or map changes, so you have to be prepared that they are at the control, and the routine should be punch the control, flip the map, and not flip the map and then punch the control.
But Mariani went through there in 14th place, 19 seconds down. The Italian qualified in 2nd place. There are only 3 more guys out in the course now. This is Yannick, no, it's not Yannick Michels, it's Martin Hubben who we're seeing next. Didn't have the best start, I think.
Quite a way to go from here.
Yeah, he's already 33 seconds down at the arena passage.
I can tell you that Matthias Barrovalle had a very good time at the pre-warning at control 7, but then even he didn't go on the quickest route to control 8, so he's going to lose a bit of time there as well.
Oh, and he's going to lose a lot of time because any of the ones that head that far south are much further. I'm sure we'll catch up with that in just a moment. Martin Hubman in 18th. This is Hakeler through, and what a surprise for me. Hakeler down in 12th place and 18 seconds down. For me, one of the huge favourites for this race. Not doing a great first part at all. And Michels is on his way to the 15th control. And has he managed to catch up much here? I think he's getting shouted at by somebody on a bicycle. But will he be a lot closer to the lead? He absolutely will. So Yannick Michels was 17 seconds down at the arena passage, and now only 5 seconds down.
I said it when he was at the arena passage. He has to be perfect from here in order to get a medal. I think he was quite close to perfect in this middle section. This is Jakob Glonek. Also, he did a good job here towards the end. Yeah,
he really worked his way better and better throughout the race, crosses the line, does go into a medal position there. Jakub Blonek, 10 seconds slower than Kasper Foster, has got so much momentum he can't even stop there at that point. Here is the Frenchman, Mathieu Baravaye, and
that's
he
good.
is
He
good.
was not on the quickest route there, and still he's up here.
Such a high speed then from this Frenchman. I was so excited if he keeps it a good race, a clean race, good route choices for the rest of the course. Wonder what he can do. Let's have a comparison then of these route choices.
Yeah, you can see that both Michels and Valle didn't have the best option here, and Valle actually went, well, the worst of the three when it comes to distance. He must have really good legs here today. He was strong earlier in the week as well.
Here's Francesco Mariani on the way to 14 and then 15. And you can see he's already behind. He was down in 16th at the arena passage, 19 seconds down. That looks like that has grown. And yeah, taking that, I think taking the Fossa Hadorn route choice all the way around to the west. Means he's dropped a bit more time. Behind Martin Regborn now, who is on his way to the arena passage.
He was not on the best route either.
I think he took the same way as Valle, but he is outside the top 10. 19th equal there, 20 seconds down from the world champion. But, I mean, people have had, especially some of these later starters, really good middle sections of this race and caught up time as well. So you never know what's going to happen. Here's Thomas Hakela. So he was down in 13th place at the arena passage. And again, one of those who's had a really good few controls from that arena passage 9 to this point here at control number 15. And, oh my goodness me, he's had a fantastic one there. He's going to go equal with Robertson and 3 seconds quicker than Foster.
I think we switch back to Yannick Michels. It's going to be very tight for the medal positions here.
Yeah, you see, he's not going to take the win here, so he's going to be slower than Foster, but he's really trying to get all those speed out of his legs on the last few stages. Is it going to be enough for a medal here at the moment? Equal third at the moment. Oh, Yannick Michels.
Definitely the first part of the race that made it impossible for him to win this medal or this championship. Still a small possibility for a medal, but we know that Hakela is out there. We know that Matthias Barros Valle is out there. We see in the picture here on the way to the second TV control, and this might be a new best time now.
Yeah, you can see he's just looking ahead. He's so prepared here for what he's about to see next to him. The speed is really high.
That looks very good.
Amazing work from the Frenchman. So I think in those to challenge the lead currently being held by Kasper Foster, this is one of the men who could do it. And
this
is
a lead by about 10
margin.
seconds.
13 seconds ahead of Robertson, which means 16 seconds ahead of our current leader, Kasper Foster.
From here,
it's incredible work.
I mean, it's not so much left of the course from here.
There's one big route choice, though.
3.5 minutes. Comparison between Regborn and Foster. See those different route choices. It's surprised that we compared to Regborn.
Well, I think Regborn is our last starter. We'll see him through next.
Is he in a dead end there?
I think a lot of the...
Yeah, he is. He's in a dead end. He has to go back. He can't get through there. That's why we see it.
From bad to worse, I think, here for Regborn.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have a good start anyway, and I think we can count him out of making a dent on the medals.
Definitely. Definitely.
So two
now
men
we
who
can.
could do it.
This is Mariani.
Yeah, Mariani on his way into the finish. Just in 20th place there. So we have 3 men left in the field: Thomas Hakeler, Mattia Baravaye, and this man, Martin Regborn. We saw things are not happening here for Martin Regborn. He's still got that next control to punch. And then the one where we have the time check. So really struggling a bit here, I think, Martin Regborn. And it's that when you're trying to recover from that one mistake, so tricky.
Tell you, Heikila. I think the best option to my team, but Barosvaye, don't think he has the best option either.
So Regborn was in 18th place. He climbed up a few places for the pre-warning, but now dropping down to a whole minute behind the leader, behind the Frenchman, puts an end to his chances. And we have Thomas Hakeler in towards the finish, and you can see he's made mistakes here because he was in contention for a medal. He was equal with Tim Robertson, and it's not going to be enough for Hakeler to get a medal. But we will wait for the man who started 90 seconds after him.
Because it's going to be a thrilling finish here. He's just 2 seconds ahead of Kasper Fosse at the 19th, at the third to last control. So very, very soon to the finish. Mattia Barosvaye here is.
Look at that leg speed as he comes
this is going to be good enough. This is going to be the European champion.
This is an incredible run from Mattia Baravaye from France, taking the European title. Look at that. Incredible work from the Frenchman. And that pretty much came out of nowhere.
What a week for the French team.
Yeah, what a week, exactly. He joins Cécile Calandry, 2 French European champions here. And Mattia Baravaye, fantastic work. His teammates can't believe it. Such a strong result. In the end, a 9 seconds difference for the Frenchman. Baravaye ahead of Kasper Harlem Fosse, who goes on to second, Erik Langendahl Breivik into third.
I don't want to be that guy, but do you remember what I told you before the race?
We always like to chat before the race about who our favourites could be for medals. And you said you could see him getting a medal. I'm not sure you said you could see him winning it.
No, I didn't want to go that far, but I hope you remembered it wrong.
Oh, don't you worry, my memory is very, very good. You absolutely said that he could be in contention for a medal, but we were saying all the way along, he just needed somebody to put every bit together right, and we had so many casualties in this race. Mikkels making mistakes, Fosse making mistakes early on, Gustafsson making mistakes, Hakeler making mistakes as well. He's like well off the top spots in the end. In fact, he ended down in 29th place. In fact, let's have a look and see what happened to Hakeler.
He ended up in a dead end there as well, the same as Martin Regborn, but not on the same route. So that's where he lost contention, but he was not on the best route anyway. It would have been better to go north and then do an S shape towards the 19th control all the way to the south. Not the best option anyway.
Let's take Martin Regborn then into the finish. It was the 14th control. Again, he went down exactly that same dead end. And Martin Regborn, you can see the time gap going from plus 19 to plus 58, but never really kind of got going to him in any parts of the race. And for the world champion, our last starter today, he is going to go and come into the finish to complete this men's sprint race outside the top 20. So many men have prepared so well for these races. On paper, they've got names, they've got speeds, they've got the results that back up the chance of them getting a medal, and then you make just one or two mistakes on a race like this and the seconds just suddenly build, and then you're like Martin Regborn in 28th position. Absolutely gutting for a world-class athlete like him. But in the end, France and Norway, in fact, it's the Kasper Fosse, the new long-distance world champion, Erik Lankadal Breivik, the new world middle-distance champion, both proving they can do it in the sprint. And sprint specialists, aside from Mattia Baravaye, nowhere to be seen.
It's such a change to earlier years where we had Switzerland and Sweden dominating the sprints distance. Now we have Norway that for years didn't have anyone didn't have any successful runner in sprint in the men's side in this discipline. We have France there, we have Belgium, we have Czechia, New Zealand, so many different nations. It's really changing now. There's a new era beginning. That's my feeling.
Yeah, if you see, it's been a tough day for the Swedish team. I think Jonathan Gustafsson was the best one in the end in 10th place. You've got Max Petterbeimer in 13th, then Martin Regborn down in
for the Swiss
28th.
team as well.
Yeah, Tino Polsini the best there in 8th spot, then Martin Hubman in 17th. And Jakob Blonek, I think, as well, in 4th place. That's a very impressive result.
That's very good. And I mean, what we learned from this race now, before we change to the women's race, is that the first long leg is very, very decisive. It's kind of a filter for the second part. We can see the replay here. So of course, those shorter controls here, they are important, but mostly they are to keep the runners occupied before the long leg to control 8. It's a lot of work to do. There are some artificial fences. But the gaps here shouldn't be too big. And then 7-8, very, very decisive moment. The runners that actually backed out, they had the best possibilities here, like Fosse and Breivik. You can say that Mattia Baravaye, he was quick, even though he took this middle route choice, or the one to the south. He must have had such a great speed here. Was a little bit behind still. This TV control. And going into this backyard orienteering, you can see still very similar, then different routes here. Here, Mattia Baravaye had definitely the better route to control 14. You can see it makes quite a difference. So from here, he had an advantage. Then probably, it's hard to tell what route it was between 15 and 16. Not the best, very best option here, because he went all the way up to the street. There would be, I mean, the Fosse Breivik option a bit better to 19, but he had such a great speed, so in the end he could succeed.
I'm here with the new European champion in sprint orienteering, Matthias Barros-Vallée. Congratulations, Matthias. I think everyone's quite surprised. How about yourself?
It's crazy. I think maybe I did the best race of my life. Just, yeah, I had super good legs already this morning. And this afternoon, I think I took maybe the best route choices. Yeah, I was able to anticipate the map flips. So, just crazy.
And did you have a gut feeling out there while racing that you might go into the best time and a title?
I knew it was at least as good as this morning, but I didn't expect to win this race. It's just crazy.
And have you done any special preparations to do so well here that everything just came together today?
Yes, I did the test races in Belgium 3 weeks ago, and it didn't go so well for me. Then I had 3 weeks of good preparation, and I think I was able to increase my shape a lot and to get a good feeling as well. So yeah, it's crazy. So and no, I saw that Guilhem finished in 6th place, and I remember some weeks this year when we were talking about this course, and we are thinking maybe we could do a good race together and maybe do the top 6 together, and we did it. So it's crazy.
It wasn't just a good race, it was a perfect race. Thank you so much and congratulations, Matthias.
Thank you.
Oh, I think it's going to take him some time.
Actually, it
to
was not a
process
perfect race. It was not a perfect race. It was just so quick today.
Yeah, and the difference he can clearly make in 3 weeks from running the test races to being in this position here to take that win. He's gonna have such a big party, I can tell, and he just had that shocked look on his face when he crossed the line there. I mean, you get a big boost of confidence knowing you've won the heat, but when you've never been at this level before, his best previously 12th place in the World Champs, that's still a very good result, but then to go from that step to taking a win, it's absolutely huge. So you can see the final results. France is not quite 1 and 6 as he thought. It's 1 and 7, so they're not going to be on the podium together where you take those top 6. But Guillaume Perrove making it 2 French guys in the top 10. 3 Norwegians though as well, and the Forest guys proving they can do. They are actually all-rounders.
We can say that Guillaume Perrove is 6th at the European Championships because, of course, Tim Robertson, as a New Zealander, not counting to the Continental Championships.
That is true. That's probably what he was thinking when he made the comment. It all does count for World Cup points though, of course. So as a New Zealander, Tim can still earn some good World Cup points from these races, but still shaking his head. Mattia Baravaia getting into the centre of the podium there as we award the flower ceremony here. So he's not had chance to stop or do anything at all here. Ready to be awarded the flowers. We will wait and award the medals a bit later on after the results have been made official. But continuing another great season, Erik Langerdahl Breivik with his best sprint result to date, picking up the bronze.
Talking about being an all-rounder, he is now very successful in all of the disciplines.
Yep, so 2 is Kasper Fosse, who has ended up taking that 7th to 2nd place from quite a middle start time, so improving a lot since his qualification. But his face is an absolute picture here. Mattia Baravaia is the new European champion. And as you mentioned earlier, Jonas, 2 European titles now for France, with Cécile Calandry winning the knockout sprint 2 days ago. It'll be a while before he can believe this one. And there we have it, our podium, our medalists at the European sprint race. And we are only halfway through the competition as well, because very soon we're going to turn our focus to the women's race, where a lot of athletes already out in the field beginning their competitions. As the men lap up the applause, looks like a fantastic atmosphere there, even in not the best weather. Lots of spectators choosing to spectate, to race, do their own races alongside these European medalists, be getting a chance to be on the same map as these guys is one very few people that want to miss. Good reputation for well-organised sprint events from Assom. But we're going to move on to the women's class now, which was so exciting in the knockout sprint. We could be on for another thrilling race here today. Again, it was qualification that they did earlier this morning that has led to the top 15 in each heat and making it through to the final. Those who qualified the fastest in their heats starting last as well. So we will see those best placed to take the medal starting later on in the broadcast. It's going to be another super challenging course, lots of different sections, testing lots of different sprint skills. And the French team hoping they can replicate the success. And actually, when you have one team's success, you know, like Calandry, it can just spread throughout the rest of the team as well. So we'll see what they're able to do in the women's race today as well. So 3.6 kilometers for the women, just under 14-minute winning time, and there's no 90-second start interval as well. It's very, very similar to the men's race, just a little bit shorter at the start, as I'm sure we will see in a few moments' time. We'll see them at the arena passage as well. But this is a course. Jonas, why don't you talk us through it?
Yeah, you mentioned it. It's very similar, but very much shorter at the start. So we don't have this loop here in the beginning. So from 4, we're going to have this long leg to control 5, the one that was very decisive in the men's race. So I think it's going to be interesting to follow them. Well, the pre-warning at 4 and then the split time we're going to get at the arena passage kind of gives us a good indication about how the competition is going for the different athletes. So here the arena passage, first TV control at control 6. Then we head into this area where they opened many of these backyards, many short controls until control 10, then this long leg to 11 again, the route choice, where we have seen that it's better to go to the east and run this S shape. 12-13, then the map flip again at control 13. Another route choice between 15 and 16. Here it would be good again to do an S shape in the middle and then get to the control actually from behind a little bit, and then we are already going towards the finish, 17 and 18. So that's the course, and as you said, except for the very beginning of the race, it's a similar course, I would say, as the men's race. This again, the same preview that we have seen in the men's race. It doesn't really matter if you go on the blue one or on the red one. Of course, it can be kind of an advantage if you take the route choice from 10 to 11 that you already have been entering control 8 from the south, because then you know this passage already. That could be something you can think about when you execute or when you decide a leg like this. You can see here very well visible that this is usually not open for the public. It's a passage that they just opened for these championships. You re-enter this backyard at this point here. The good thing here, they were talking about that yesterday as well in the meeting, when they have these passages that they opened up for these competitions, it's usually the beginning of the passage looks like a normal entrance, so it's not private from the very beginning. So the entrance itself is very visible from outside. If you remember the World Championships from last year, when they at the knockout sprint had a passage when they were running through an office and it looked private from the very beginning, that's not the case here. So the beginning of the passages, they exist, but they open the gates a bit later on, closer to the controls.
Yeah, so running through the start list here at the intervals, I always want to find out what are some early names we should be looking for.
Well, maybe not one of the biggest favorites, but definitely one of the most interesting names quite early on. Here we have our 124 Helena Berryman making a comeback here, quite unexpected. I think it's a bit unexpected for her as well. But then other strong names, Alexandra Hornig, we're going to see quite early, Andrine Benjaminsen here. I think she's here at 131, and then from, I would say, 136, Natalia Gempele, and then especially 114 to 146. Almost all of the runners here could actually get a medal. It's very, very close. I would though say that the big favorite today is Simona Abrisold. Even if she didn't win the knockout sprint, the individual sprint is something else. It's about keeping high speed individually, doing the execution, making good decisions. She is the big favorite for today. At the same time, we have seen in the men's race that, well, you have to take good decisions or you lose a lot of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything could happen. So this individual sprint will suit Simona Abrisold's skills much more. But I think when it comes to the other medals, they could go absolutely anywhere, and you just need to have a good run on the day. So we could see some nations less experienced in orienteering with less depth doing super well. We've got Yves van Dongen as the second to last starter. Anything could happen in this race. So we also, there's a lot of people missing from this race. No Tove Alexanderson, she's not doing any sprint orienteering this year. No Sara Hagström, she's the defending champion. She her back injury means she's still not running on hard surfaces or not racing on hard surfaces. No Megan Carter-Davies, who's not doing the sprint season this year. Both Malin Nagavik Christiansen are ill. Sanne Fast is also ill, but it feels like a bit like a changing of the guard in terms of, and like it kind of was for the men's as well. I think we could see a whole mix of new names in the top 3, but also in kind of the top 10, the top 20 as well, who we haven't seen there before. Emma Biesmo is next to start. See, grabbing her map, folding it up nice and small, taking that route out towards the start kite, and then quite a short first control. So Elli Punto, our current leader from Finland, she actually made the final of the knockout sprint, still a junior. As you can see there, 14:53, very, very quick race from her, 20 seconds ahead of anybody else. And Jana Petrova, next one to come in towards the finish.
Very soon we're going to have Maria Prieto to the finish, and I think she's going to take over the leads from
Elli
Punto.
Yeah, she's been
well, it's going to be very, very tight, actually. She was 1 second ahead of Elli Punto at the pre-warning.
Well, Maria Prieto from Spain, sprinting hard on these last few meters. It's going to be super close. She's got around this corner. Will she take the lead away from Elli Punto? Is it going to be the same? She goes 1 second ahead. 1 second is the gap between first and second. And Spain now in the lead with Maria Prieto. Here's Alina Gempela.
And Alina Gempela was 4 seconds behind at the pre-warning. Let me see, that's not, at the pre-warning. So now on the way to the second TV control. And it's really not 4 seconds anymore.
And there's 3 of them. This is why the graphics have had a bit of a wobbly. It's because Maria Prieto, Ana Isabel Toledo, also from Spain, and Alina Gempela, all with exactly the same time at that point. So Amy Newman, the next one who we should see at split number 2. Control 12 for the women's class. We'll see her punch 11 first. And amongst these apartment blocks. Lots of map contact here. And actually going back out the same way. A lot of the women solving this problem slightly differently to the men. She'll find a gap through the next building. There it is. Cutting every single corner to make the shortest line possible. New Mum looks like she's done a really good job here because she's going to go in ahead of the 3 that were tied. Into the finish, Lisa Semakova from Czechia into about 8th. Checking the punch there. see so many Czechs making the final here. And we're waiting now for Ana Isabel Toledo. She pushes hard on the last few controls here. Remember, she was
gonna
tied
be very
equal.
tight. It
She
was
was tied
1
equal
second.
with Prieto and Gempela.
And 1 second
Yeah.
behind at the pre-warning.
How well has she done on these last few meters and taking the bend here, taking it wide. She's not going to be as fast as her teammate Maria Prieto, but great work for the Spanish athletes in general. She's into third, and 1, 2, and 3, a second between each of them. Great work there from Ana Isabel Toledo. This is Hedvig Valbjørn Gudesen on her way to control 6. So this is the arena passage. At this point, Ellie Punto was in the lead. She is second at the finish by just 1 second. The Dane going to be equal. Oh, sorry, into 7th place, 13 seconds down then, just behind Toledo, who just seen finish.
And very soon to the finish, we're gonna have Elin Gempele. Just punched at the pre-warning, 3 seconds behind Maria Prieto.
Before that, though, we'll see Ilvi Kastner start from Austria. First chance to see the map. This is Elina Gempela. And as you mentioned, just 3 seconds behind Maria Prieto. She won't know that, of course. She's got to work hard on these last few stages of the race.
We already have 3 runners within 2 seconds in the finish. So she's not going to be in the top 3 here.
No, just lost some time there. She was doing a lot of map reading towards the end and losing, what was that, 5 seconds from a few controls, in the last few controls, basically, compared to Maria Prieto, our current leader. Here's Emma Biesmo. Slippy cobbles in some parts of the town. You've got to have no fear when you're running here. And Emma Biesmo equal with Hedvig Valbjørn Gudesen, who we've just seen through. 13 seconds down. This is Hannah Hilo. Into 9th.
And from one Finn to the other, Amy Nymalm on the way to the finish, and this could be a new best time now. She was 7 seconds ahead at the pre-warning.
Yes, Amy Nymalm coming round the corner now. You can see all the officials trying to keep everybody back. And it looks like it will be good enough, I think, to go into a new leading time here. Amy Nymalm round the last corner, pushing all the way to the finish. Here comes the line. Where will she go? Oh, equal!
Lost a lot of time
Prieto.
from the pre-warning to the finish. She lost 7 seconds, or from the second TV control.
So that could be, you have that big route choice, 15 to 16 again. Made a lot of impact on the races. As we see Maja Sienoja from Finland make her start. This is Anna Dyrkorn from Norway. Racing to the sound of the church bells echoing off the buildings. But Dyrkorn already quite a long way behind here, the Norwegian.
Behind
Yeah,
Dyrkorn,
really must have made a mistake here, I think.
And behind Dyrkorn we had Kastner.
And I'm here with Maria Prieto, current leader, together now with Amy Nymalm of Finland. How is it?
Well, I think that I try to keep my mind a little bit like with very constantly, but at the beginning I think that I make very bad route choices at the beginning, and also I was like with a lot of hesitation, like going right or going left, and of course in the corners I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to fall down." But then I think that in the long route choice, I think that I tried to concentrate a little bit more. So after that, I think that all the map changes and the flip and everything, I think that I tried to not be like, maybe with not a lot of hesitations here in the arena, because for me, when I saw people, my mind gets a little bit lost sometimes. So I don't know. I think that I try to be very focused and try to see all the alleys very quickly. And I think that after the arena passes, I think that I try to push myself a little bit and just to be concentrated all the time.
And how do you think this result will hold up for you? What do you dream of?
Well, of course, everyone dreams with a diploma or a medal, but I don't know. For me, if I get a top 15, for me it's pretty good. So I will try to stay there a little bit.
We'll see. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you very much.
You can see
Great to
the
hear from
comparison here
Prieto.
between Kastner and Prieto, and I can tell you as well, no one backed out so far from Control 4, the quickest option in the men's race. So still some room for potential, maybe something for Helena Bergman.
Yeah, you see on the graphics there, former world champion in the sprint, former European champion in the sprint, but that is back in 2009 and 2010. She actually retired after the 2018 World Championships and went and had some kids and was recovering and now back in the team again. We'll talk, I'm sure, a bit more about that later as we see Hannah Hilo in towards the finish here. She's not quite going to match those kind of top 4, 5 who are so close together. And Hannah Hilo actually pulling up some time at the end compared to the others from the TV split 2 to the end. This is Emma Biesmo, but she came through the arena passage in 8th place, 13 seconds down. Again, not the best route choice into this 11th control. This is one where we've seen people losing a lot of time. It's so hard to spot. There's a middle route in there, which is the shortest one. Most people choosing to go round to the west, as Biesmo has done, I think. She does a 180 to get around the artificial barriers. And she's lost time here, and I think that's due to the route choice to the 11th control.
You know what, Catherine? Guess who has the quickest time at the first pre-warning?
I've literally just seen it come up.
And guess who is the first one backing out from the control going on the quickest route?
Oh no! Such class. Helena Bergman is on fire. Let's see if she's able to keep it going for the whole race and be good in all of the different sections of the race. But great start then from Helena Bergman. We'll talk about her a lot. Here's Maya Cianea into 3rd place. Strong start then from Finn. Just 4 seconds down on Ellie Punto, who is in 3rd at the finish. So see
and
what
actually
Maya can do.
Quite soon we should get Hedvig Albion Gudesen to the pre-warning. She had a good time at the second TV control. Now she's there 3 seconds behind. That's going to be a tight one as well.
Super tight. Alexandra Hornick as well could be one to set a really good, fast, early time. She was 4th in the World Champs, 5th in the European Champs 2 years ago. Has taken lots, was 3rd in the Swedish Sprint Championships as well, so good recent form too. See what happens. This is Sylvie Kastner, and Kastner actually came through the arena passage 7 seconds down. Let's see Hedvig Fabian Goodson though through to the finish. You mentioned she was just 3 seconds off the pace at the pre-warning, and where will she cross that line? It's so tight at the top here. She's going to be just the wrong side of it. Into 5th place, 4 seconds down. To be 5th and be 4 seconds down, it's so tight. Here's Grace Malloy, and Grace Malloy into equal lead here at this arena passage. Grace Malloy, 6th of the world champs last year on home soil for her. The Scots made a good start because she must have caught up time on that long leg through to the map exchange as well. This is Ilvi Kastner, and dropped down to 11th place there in the end. I think, again, the route choice to that 11th control, as it was in the men's, proving so decisive. This is Helena Bergman, so much experience, the 40-year-old returning to competition. And
she's going to take over the lead at the TV control, at control number 6.
But she's had a far from easy year.
Yeah, she didn't. She was in very good shape in all the forest competitions in early spring, but then she had a bad injury at her thigh at Tiomila. Actually, she was 2 weeks at the hospital, several surgeries. No one expected that she would be back for an international competition like this, and now she's in the lead, 8 seconds ahead of Eli Punto.
Yeah, 8 seconds is really good at this point, and she's just got those years of map reading, solving challenges like this. Look, as you can see there, she backed out of control 4. That is the shortest way, and has put her ahead of Prieto, ahead of Malloy there. That is the class we're talking about when it comes to Helena Bergman.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting how her physical shape is going to carry her over the course, because of course she can do good in these route choices and in these tricky parts, but I think physically there are other runners, of course. They have to be other runners in better shape than her or quicker, but it's still it's so interesting to see how far you can come as an experienced and only a very successful runner.
Emma Biesmo into the finish. I think some mistakes maybe there for Emma, and we're going to see now Maëlle Beauvais through at the arena passage. She was pre-warned ahead of Helena Bergman, but I think maybe lost some time on this route choice here. So got good speed.
Yeah, that's what I said before. I mean, not the best option, but she has better speed than Helena Bergman. You can see that here. Didn't run the forest orienteering this sprint. I think she focused more on trail running.
Yeah, and she's very quick. And of course, we were talking previously about the success of the French team. So much excitement in their camp. She was the first one to congratulate Cécile Calandry, and Sienoya was pre-warned in a good spot, but dropped a bit of time there. That's all on the route choice into this 11th control, going all the way round to the west. It's the route that Malloy has gone as well. She's the next one who'll be seeing at control 12.
And that's a good start as well for Alexandra Hornig. Not the very best option, but still an okay option to control 5, so she didn't back out from control 5. Someone who does it actually is Cecilia Anderson from Great Britain. That looks good for her, but let's take Hornig to the TV control now.
Yep, will she go through in the lead? Just 1 second behind. Got to make sure you punch that control when reading on to the next one. Fairly straightforward route to this next control. Here's Grace Malloy, and she has gone equal in the lead with Hedvig Valden Goodison. So good middle section of the course for Grace. She was
maybe not
8
the
seconds
best
behind.
route to control 11. At least this wasn't the best option in the men's race.
No, again, it's like room for improvement. We can see small improvements being made on all of the different sections of the course. And then eventually we'll have our winner. This is Helena Bergman. What's she been able to do with this route choice as well?
Well, she did a better route choice to 11. But here it's more about the speed. How good is she able to keep the speed up on a good level throughout the whole course? But it looks very good when it comes to the technique and the execution.
Yeah, that was the quickest route choice that she has taken, or at least the shortest route choice, 10 to 11.
Yeah, that's okay as well. You could have gone through the passage, but you can go around as well. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we just haven't seen many people do it. But no problems here. And this is looking good for
a big
new leading time.
Very good, from 8 seconds to 10 seconds.
And these are some of those underground sections that have been opened up, especially for this event. We are looking out for Maya Sianoya. Here she comes. And she's had a great finish.
New best time. Yes, she's 3 seconds ahead at the pre-warning.
Yeah, she was 21 seconds. Well, that's behind Helena Bergman at the TV2. And she's just had that higher speed compared to the others on these last few controls. Not many seconds in it, and this will be a new leading time here for the Finn. Maya Sianoya across the line, takes the lead away from that joint one of Maria Prieto and Amy Newman. So Maya Sianoya into a new leading time, just 3 seconds gap.
And talking about the new leading time, it could be a good time ongoing for Cecilia Anderson. I don't know if it's going to be a new leading time, but it's a good split here. It's third position.
Yeah, it's
she had a good route to control 5, the same as Helena Bergman. So a great start for Cecilia Anderson.
So Cecilia Anderson finds the right alleyway down into the next control. Let's have a look at the comparison here.
Hornick missed control as well, right? Control 8.
Did she?
Not sure about that. Let me do the replay here.
Okay, well we can. You have a look at the replay. I'll sort Grace Malloy in because this is going to be a new leading time here, and a big new leading time here for Grace Malloy of Great Britain, punching that last control, rounding this corner, and she will go fastest here at the finish line. Grace Malloy crosses 14:39 and 10 seconds quicker than Maya Sianoya. At this point in the race, we're starting to get more of those favourites through. Favourites like Alexandra Hornick, those times are going to get shorter and shorter and shorter.
I'm quite sure she wasn't at the control. Quite sure, but not 100% sure.
Okay, well, we'll have to wait and see. Question marks then over Alexandra Hornick. Will she do the same thing as who missed out that control? Was it Isaac von Krusenquerne who missed out that same control? Anyway, she's in second at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to say because there's kind of a tunnel just before the control, so the GPS could be not updating at just this point, but it looked a bit too quick, to be honest.
Okay, well, we will wait and see. But on her way into the finish, also pre-warned in the lead, Helena Bergman.
This is going to be a new lead, a new best time.
Making her comeback into the Swedish national team after retiring in 2018. 7 years later, a couple of kids later, she is back and performing so well on the world stage once again, pushing all the way to the line. This will be a very popular result to see at this level. Helena Bergman goes into the lead. 14 minutes, 29 seconds, goes 10 seconds quicker than Grace Malloy. Great work.
You know
and
what?
she
This might not get a medal. This might not be a top 6, but it's a great, great comeback, and it's so good to see her again.
whatever happens with wherever that result ends up, that is going to be a great result.
I mean,
The age of
it's
40,
such
coming
a
back into
good
the team in the
race,
way that she has done.
and I mean,
She just gets all the route choices as well.
Yeah, exactly. Could we see any route choice mistake? I don't think so, actually. She has been spot on throughout the whole course. Of course, she's not the quickest runner anymore, but that was brilliant execution.
Okay, Maëlle Beauvais, next one coming in towards the finish, running towards the arena, being pre-warned in second place and working hard here. She made the running look so easy as we saw her through that arena passage.
And this is probably gonna be quicker. Some hesitation going on there.
No, we'll wait and see. Her best results so far, 12th place at a World Championships. That was last year. Can she beat that with her performance this year? It's not going to take the new lead. It's going to be a couple of seconds off, 3 seconds off in the end.
To be honest, she should have been quicker because there was a lot of hesitation towards the last control or towards the finish even.
Andrina Benjaminsen then on her way to the arena passage. I actually wrote down, is this her weakest discipline? Her best is only 4th. Only 4th, I say. That's in Denmark in 2022. But she's such an all-rounder that we can have crazy conversations like, is this her weakest discipline? And she's just come through there with the 3rd fastest time, just 2 seconds off the lead. Super strong all-rounder and really proved it to take her first ever World Cup European win in the sprint relay, the first race of these championships.
This is Alexandra Hornig. A bit of a question mark for her run at Control 8, but otherwise a solid race. Must have done a mistake here on this last part because she was a few seconds behind at the pre-warning, and I don't think she's going to take over the lead.
No, it won't be the lead. Will it still be a medal spot here for Alexandra Hornik from Poland? And we'll have to wait until we get that download as well, just to double check whether she has made all the controls. But such a consistent performer normally in the sprint race, goes into 3rd place, 8 seconds down off Helena Bergman. And we'll just wait and see whether that result does stand. Let's get the comparison then.
Different routes here. I would say better exit by Bergman. You can see it. That's where she passed her. Just able to keep closer to the red line.
Bergman just getting the right route choice every single time. Ida Haapala next. This is her way to Control 12. She was quite far down after the first. Oh no, she was in 8th place after the at the arena passage. Dropped a bit of time now here. And we'll see Elsa Sonnesson making her way into the finish. This champs was marking her senior debut. And it's pretty quick here as well. Very consistent performance throughout all of the split times here. Not going to be as quick as Malloy, but going into 5th place. It's the Swede at the moment. Ida Ageby Christiansen at Control 12, and she has caught up time here because she was 9 seconds behind, now only 2. And that is a really good midsection of the course. As we see Natalia Gempeler from Switzerland at the start, the world bronze medalist.
And I'm here with Helena Bergman, back in the national team for Sweden after 7 years, running into the best time here in Italy. Or in Belgium we are. How does that feel?
Well, it feels amazing. This was one of the most challenging sprint courses I've ever run, and the setup with the map exchanges and the map flip was just extraordinary to make it even more difficult technically. So I really enjoyed it, even though I was struggling so hard with the route choices and also keeping the running speed up in these tricky alleys.
It was not only fun, you did really well. How satisfied are you with your own performance?
Well, I mean, if you would have asked me 3 months ago when I couldn't walk and somebody would have told me I could be able to do this, I would just not believe them. So I'm really, really happy that I could run this super fun sprint course. Then, of course, you're always going to find those places where you wish you would have done better and looked at the map one more time before deciding a route. And I was so insecure and redecided a couple of times. So I think there's more to do, and especially with these really fast girls in the end, they will do it so well, I think.
Thank you so much, Helena. We'll see how it goes.
Thank you.
Fantastic to hear from Helena Bergman, and also to hear it's one of the, I mean, she's run so many sprint races in her career and world-class sprint races, to say this is one of the most difficult ones. I mean, that really is saying something. Benny Minson there's gone into 4th place, so 17 seconds down off the lead, and she was pre-warned in the lead. So let's just double check. I think you were right then here.
Yeah, I think I'm right.
Very
actually.
good. Very good. Very good spot. I mean, not good for Hornick, let's just clarify that, but goodness me. And it's exactly the same as Isaac von Krusenfrein. I think just was reading to control 8, then you get nearly there, and then you just skip ahead to the next one.
She has, I mean, it has to be the case that she was reading to 8 first, because otherwise that route choice doesn't make sense. She would never run to the south if you would run straight from 7 to 9. And I mean, the red line is going down, but once you're down there, probably when you change up direction again, you start reading parallel to the other red line, and yeah, it happens, it shouldn't.
Okay, Alva Sorensen next off as part of the Swedish sprint relay team. And Ida Happala on her way in towards the finish. You can see she's already slower than the leader, Helena Bergman.
And interesting behind Ida Happala, we had Ida Agervik Christiansson. Remember that she was 7 seconds ahead of Helena Bergman at second TV control at the pre-warning to the finish. Now we have her in the picture. She is 9 seconds behind.
Oof, so
it's probably not gonna be good enough.
Yeah, she's going to be challenging Grace Malloy for the bronze medal position at the moment. Ben looks fast through here. Lots and lots of cheers as she makes her way into the arena, but it's not going to be enough for the new leading time. I think it should be just about good enough for the bronze medal position. I think she'll sneak in then ahead of Grace Malloy. She does do indeed. 7 seconds off the lead of Helena Bergman. Grace Malloy down into 4th. Natalia Gempeler, though, she is on her way to the arena passage. And Natalia Gempeler will go into the lead here by 3 seconds. Just 3 seconds at the moment.
We have to name that she didn't pick the best option to control 5. You can see it here, the comparison. She did this one to the very south. So you can see that she was actually, it's really hard to say from the GPS here. I mean, she's behind at the pre-warning, but well, she lost a few seconds. from the pre-warning to the actual TV control.
Victoria Hesed-Bjornstad next to start, 15th place 2 years ago in Italy. A very, very different sprint in terms of the technicality to that one 2 years ago in Italy. But here is Andrina Benjaminsen, and she looked like she'd had some really fast times, but I think the route choice to control 11 has dropped her down the standings. Where will she end up when she reaches the line? It's going to be outside the top 3. Will she go? She goes just 1 second quicker than Grace Malloy. So super tight again here at the top between all of these racers. So tight a race.
I mean, you're talking about where it's going to end up for Benjaminsen. I'm thinking about where it's going to end up for Helena Bergman. It
I
looks
do keep
now very
thinking
much
this.
like
People keep
something top
failing to
10-ish.
see her. Yeah, I think so. As more and more runners come in slower than Helena Bergman, you just keep thinking, where is it going to leave her in the end? No, but we've still got our big favourites yet to start. We've Natalia Gempler is out there, but we soon will have Cecile Calondri, who won the knockout sprint, Pia Youngvik, who was second, Hannah Lundberg, Ifan Dongen, who seems to be running really well this year, and the big favourite, Simona Abbasald. Let's talk about Cecile Calondri, who won that knockout in a great route choice, avoiding the errors that other people made. She just had a fantastic one, but she won't win any races if she's going to make route choices quite like that. I thought she was going to go beyond and then back out there, so that's not she would have lost maybe a second or so on that one. A very quick decision you have to make right at the start of the course. Comparison here with Vera Klemetinen.
Yeah, good exit there from control 10. Very similar otherwise to Helena Bergman. Very similar actually.
It's all about whether Vera Klemetinen gets the next route choice. She's actually on that route choice from 15 to 16
it's
now.
Not perfect actually.
Not perfect, no. So we'll wait and see, because that is one of the other decisive points of the race, I think, where Helena Bergman got the right route choice. Elva Sonnesson through in 15th, 15 seconds down. With Maya Sienoya, who's in at the finish in 7th place at the moment. Should be looking out for Gempler at the second raid at TV control very soon. She's not taking the best route choice though. Let's take a look at Pia Youngvik, silver medalist in the knockout, 10th in the test races just a couple of weeks ago as well. Breakthrough performance from her, will have given her loads of confidence.
And as you said, very interesting to follow Natalia Gempler. She's in the lead, but not the best route choice, to 11, now on the way to 12. The gap at the pre-warning was 7 seconds. I don't think that she's in the lead anymore.
I don't think she is either, because it's going to take more than 10 seconds to get to the next control. She runs towards us here, and these route choices, they're only a few seconds difference, but just look how close these women are to each other, just how close the margins are. They can make a big difference. So into 7th, but 1 second ahead of Helena Bergman, who is our current leader at the finish.
Here you can see again how much of a difference it made actually for Helena Bergman to pack out from control 4, something that we have seen in the men's race already. You can also see that Gempler, well, at this point not with the best option. This is Vera Klemetinen on the way to the finish. And
so we saw she was ahead of Helena Bergman, but not anymore.
Well, she was 5 seconds behind at the pre-warning, and this is not going to be good enough, I guess.
I don't think so. Let's wait and see. It's quite a short run in. It's absolutely not going to be the lead. Vera Klemetinen, she was quicker than our leader at the moment. but she is going to drop probably out. Oh, still in a medal position. So she pushes Ida Agave Christiansen out of a medal position at the moment. Vera Klemetinen from Finland in the bronze medal spot. This is Victoria Hestad Bjornstad.
On the way to the first TV control. That's a good start. Exactly the same time as Natalia Gempele. Next one to pass here is going to be Cécile Gallandry. About 1.5 minutes.
So Hannah Lundberg next to start, Swedish sprint champion, 7th at the last European Sprint Champs. Does have bronze medal from World Cup sprints and a medal from the Forest World Championships as well. What can she do here? Can she get all the bits of the puzzle right? There is room for somebody to get all the route choices right, have that high speed as well, and push Helena Bergman off the top spot. Here's Cécile Gallandry. This is the map exchange. She drops her map there, picks up the next one from either of the two podiums there, follows the line out to the next start, and she's just going to make her decision there. Fairly equal, both of these route choices. You can either turn left, stick on the main track, or go here through this narrower alleyway. And get good high running speed either way. This is Alva Sonesson on her way towards the split control number 2. And what we didn't see was Inka Nurminen going into the lead here. She went quicker. Both her and Sonesson have now gone quicker than Bovier. So only by a few seconds. Super close here.
Interesting as well, as we have Gallandry at the TV control, 11 seconds behind. Very soon we're gonna have Natalia Gempele at the pre-warning to the finish, but she dropped behind. She's 10 seconds behind now.
Yeah, she's not done a good route choice to 16. Inka Nurminen, though, I think has got the right route choice to 16.
Yeah.
So watch out for her finishing quickly soon. That was José Retourier starting. Here's Gempele on the finish. Let's take her all the way to the finish line to see where she ends up.
It's the Bovier thing she's doing, running towards the arena passage control.
Yeah, and it costs you just a couple of seconds, and it costs you time as well. You can always see it in her face there as she crosses the line. It's equal bronze at the moment, equal with Vera Klemetinen. So Natalia Gempele 6 seconds down off the lead of Helena Bergman at the moment. Let's compare the two of them.
You can see them from 15 to 16. So this is better from Bergman, staying closer to the red line. Then Gempele is coming back, but then deciding to go all the way up and heading down again here. Cost her quite a lot of time, but very, very soon we're gonna have a new leader in the finish, because now we had Inka Nurminen at the pre-warning at control 16, and she's 13 seconds ahead.
Whew, and she's just absolutely nailed that last route choice. She took exactly the same one as Helena Bergman. She's got the higher speed as well, so great work. This is our second to last starter though. Yves van Dongen, maybe better known as a KO sprinter, but we'll see how she does on the sprint itself. But Inka Nurminen is going to come in here with a big new leading time here. She's going to absolutely blow apart this time by Helena Bergman, and what a great route choice. She looks so surprised there at the finish line, collapses into a heap, and that's probably the best race of her career so far. Made a fast start though from Hannah Lundberg. She's done the map exchange already, reading very closely the next few controls as she heads to the arena passage.
This is going to be a good time here, a good first TV split. She's going to be close to the lead, if not in the lead, and this is Victoria Hestad Bjornstad, and she's in the lead at the second TV control.
Just a second ahead of Victoria Hestad-Bjornstad, who is in the lead at second TV split. So it's all happening all at the same time.
You can see that both Nurminen and Lundberg not on the very, very best option, but at least not going all the way south. And you can also see that Lundberg quite far ahead of Inka Nurminen, the leader in the finish right now. But probably, or maybe, someone to be a threat for her here.
Yeah, this is Alva
It's not going to be good
Sonesson.
enough.
No, not quite, but it's good enough for second. So it's going to push Helena Bergman into third place. So Sonesson goes second.
Here with Inka Nurminen, new leader here with only 8 athletes to go, I think. How's that?
That's unbelievable. I was so tired before the race, and I was just saying myself, don't give up, just do your thing, and the finish will come there. But it was a really good race for me, and I was just taking route choices and executing as well as possible. And yeah, the result is good.
I can say that. Are you dreaming of a medal now, maybe?
Yeah, of course, we will see how it is, but of course, I'm only satisfied for the medal, but it was pretty good race in a quite pressured situation.
Congratulations on a good race, either way it goes. Thank you, Inka.
Thank you.
Yeah, Inka Nurminen making no attempts to hide that she wants a medal. Teresa Vittoria just gone through there into sixth spot, 6 seconds down of Hannah Lundberg, who's our new leader at the first split control. Let's take a look at the difference in routes. So I think Vittoria losing quite a lot on that route choice.
And taking another one to control 6, but this is okay. Here we have Pia Youngvik on the way to the second TV split. Had quite a good time at the pre-warning, then a good route to control 11 as well, so this should be a good split here for Pia Youngvik. This is she's going to take over the lead from Victoria Hestad-Bjornstad.
Yeah, she does, and by 10 seconds, the silver medalist in the knockout doing a great job. Here's a second to last starter, Aoife van Dongen, through on her way to the arena passage. Where will she end? She was talking about growing up just like super close to this area in the Netherlands. And 6 seconds off the pace at the moment. With some good route choices, she could have a great result at the end of that. Hannah Lundberg taking the good route choice as well to control number 11. She's on her way there now. This is number 11.
Time-wise compared to Pia Youngvik, maybe even a few seconds quicker.
Again, working to accelerate after every corner. Control just behind the wall on the left. Taking lots of opportunities to read the map. She knows exactly where it's going to be. Very wide around that corner, but it is a new fastest time here. By just 3 seconds. So everything changing again with these top athletes. Here's our last starter. Here's the favourite. And she's going to take a big lead here. Big by the standards of this race where the times have been so close. Simona Abersold goes 7 seconds clear of everybody else. That's one dodgy route choice that she can afford to make, I think, now as a result. Maybe. We'll see what happens.
Here we can see why Victoria Hestad-Bjornstad lost time. It's the route choice between 15 and 16. It's this double decision that's bad, the same as Natalia Gampele did earlier. So first the exit of control 15, then the decision to go all the way north to the street.
So standings at the finish with everybody out on the course now. Inka Nurminen from Finland is our current leader, 14-16. Alva Sonnesson, Helena Bergman still in that bronze medal position. Maëlle Beauvais, great result for the French athlete, again still up in 4th place. And Natalia Gempler, the best of the Swiss so far, in 5th. Here's Cécile Calandry to the finish. She won't match her winning performance at the knockout, but still another great, solid performance from the French athlete. Going to be just outside the top 10 into 12th then, 32 seconds behind Inka Nurminen.
And behind Cécile Calandry, we have Pia Young-Vik, and she is on the way to the second to last control, and she's in the lead by 14 seconds at the pre-warning. Here she is in the picture.
Again, she's made that spot-on route choice to control number 16, and it's put her in a great position. She has a big threshold of time. Look at that, 14 whole seconds there for the Norwegian. Can she get a second medal of these European Championships? Sprinting hard across the line. She takes it with the margin of 17 seconds. Just her high speed at the very end of the course to take 3 seconds out of Inka Nurminen on that last stage as well. And I tell you what, there's only 4 athletes who have started after her, so she's guaranteed a top 5.
And one of them is Hanna Lundberg, and she has taken this double bad decision as well, out from control 15 and then going all the way north to the streets. So she's gonna lose time on that. She was 3 seconds ahead of Pia Young-Vik. Very soon she is gonna be at the pre-warning at control 16, but I guess she's dropping behind actually.
Yes, I think she has done. We've had her pre-warned into 2nd place. Let's take Yves van Dongen though through to the next control.
But she didn't drop behind. She has exactly the same time actually at the pre-warning.
Okay, we wait and see who has the fastest sprint finish, Pia Young-Vik or Hanna Lundberg, as Yves van Dongen goes into 8th place there. Here comes Hanna Lundberg. Equal time with Pia Young-Vik at the previous control. Who has got the fastest speed? 2 very, very different runners. And it's going to be so close here. We could have a shared victory. We will wait and see. How does she take this bend as well and accelerate there from the line? It's not going to be fast enough for the win. Hanna Lundberg takes 2nd place, 3 seconds down. And Pia Young-Vik so incredibly quick at the end to take that much time away from athletes like Hanna Lundberg.
She lost it from 15 to 16. With this decision, many of the runners lost the race there. She's one of them. Let's see how it goes for Simona Aebersold. Not the best route to 11.
Yeah, you just stolen the words out of my mouth, because she went all the way round to the west as well. And
she did some backing out on the way as well. So not only she was running in close, she was almost running into the dead end where we had Martin Rekborn. Then she was running again into an alley where she backed out again. Not a good execution here by Simona Aebersold. And that's not going to be good enough, I guess.
No, I don't think it is. She's 23, 20, too many seconds down now, 26 seconds down. So the errors on her way to that previous control to 11. So not just the route choice, but errors in the execution of that route choice. That's it. That's race over for her. We would think. We will see. This is Teresa Roturier on her way now to the last few controls and to the finish line. Our 3rd to last starter. Powering through here, but you can see already too late to make it into the top 3. I think she'll be outside the top 10 in the end, as the Czech athlete just gets her head down and works so hard on the last few meters, checks the punch of the control, and it's going to go just into 10th place then. 38 seconds off the time. Current leader Pia Young-Vik.
They can tell you that Van Dongen, she did quite a big mistake as well from control 15 to 16, running into a dead end, which is quite surprising, but she did that. So here you can see Abersold here running into the dead end, then continuing, then here backing out again, going all the way around. She could have been running there, then she would have gotten to the control 11 from the north, but you can see how far behind she dropped there. And then now the execution, this, the bad route from 15 to 16, so she will definitely not be a threat for Pia Young-Vik.
So we see the standings of the finish, and we've got 2 women left in the field, Eve van Dongen and Simona Abersold, both of them unlikely to make a dent, certainly on the top 3, if not even more.
She did a big mistake now as well, out from control 15.
So we're behind Simona Abersold then on her way from 15 to 16. She's just made her way back out onto the main track. Ahead of her, Eve van Dongen at the 16th control out of 18.
But she's more than a minute behind at the pre-warning. You can see it here.
So big mistakes by the top athletes. And Eve van Dongen only a couple of more controls now away from the finish line. She looks like she never really quite was making all the right route choices to get this, but the mistake as well is putting her outside of the top 20. And as you said, over a minute down in the end.
And now we had Abersold at the pre-warning, 23 seconds behind. The medals, Nurminen 17 seconds behind. I don't think she's gonna make that. Maybe that she can beat Alva Sunesson, 21 seconds behind.
Yeah, she'll get into the top 6, but it's not going to be a medal result for Simona Abersold today. She's already slower than Pia Young-Vik and Hannah Lundberg. Inka Nurminen looks set for a bronze medal too. And our last starter, the favourite, Simona Abersold, making mistakes out there. She had the speed, she had the pace. You've got to do the execution on what Helena Bergman described as one of the most difficult sprint races. Exciting, fun, but tricky sprint races. And Abersold, in the end, into 5th. Pushes Helena Bergman down into 6th place. And there we have it. Your new European champion is Pia Young-Vik from Norway. She had a silver in the knockout, now a gold in the individual, and Pia Young-Vik from Norway is the new European champion.
What a day for Norway. 2 medals in the men's race, now the European champion on the women's side as well. I would say a bit of a surprise. I mean, she was very good throughout the week. You could see that she is in the good shape, but that she would win this race, I think there were bigger favorites, but most of them didn't manage to get all of the route choices clean in this race, and this was key, as we heard Helena Bergman saying earlier throughout the competition and talking about her. She's finishing in the top 6, so gets a diploma here in her comeback. 40 years old. I think she had her birthday about 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah.
So that's very impressive.
Yeah, not just kind of coming back from that elite career 7 years later, but having an injury that put her in hospital for a couple of weeks at Tiamila, blood vessel injury, and she said she couldn't walk, and to make that team again, I think was a big surprise for her. And I mean, her world-class talent has ended up with her in 6th place. Let's have a look at how it was won then.
Yeah, and we have to highlight Inka Nurminen as well. I mean, also a runner that you could feel throughout the week. She's getting closer to the top athletes. Of course, now we know that not all of the very big names that we had, for example, 2 years ago are here, but she's very close to the top athletes, and she did good today, we have to say. even though she felt tired. So this 4 to 5, again, decisive, maybe not as decisive in the women's race as in the men's race, because fewer athletes actually took the very best option here. In the women's race, more control 10 to 11 and then 15 to 16 proved to be decisive. So here we had that one. You can see all three of them going on the best option to control 11. Slightly different possibilities to 12. All of them proved to be about the same. And then very important when you get to control 15 to take this middle section, because you can see that Hanna Lundberg actually in the lead at control 15, but then two bad decisions. Once to go straight out to the north from control 15 and then all the way up to the street. That's where she lost time compared to Pia Youngvik. Actually, at the pre-warning, they had exactly the same time, so she must have been quite tired as well towards the end.
And I'm here with the new European champion, Pia Youngvik. How does that feel?
It's so... I have no words. It's so crazy.
And maybe you can tell us about your race. How did you experience that?
Well, I was quite careful in the beginning. It was a lot of like short legs, and I just had to focus on the technique, and I felt the speed was not so fast, but then there were some chances to run fast on the longer legs, and then I just tried to push all the energy I had left after, and then in the end there was so many difficult route choices, so I just took my time to read the whole leg before and then just tried to push all the way to the finish.
And did you have a sense that it might end up with a gold medal?
Not in a million years. I had not expected it. I felt that I had done a good race. Of course, I'm not sure if I overlooked some route choice or anything, but I just I got some confidence 2 days ago, and I just went with it. And but I had not expected the win today.
As you mentioned, just 2 days ago, you had a silver in the knockout sprint and then a gold today. How do you explain hitting that shape right now?
I don't know. It's not anything I could have dreamed of, and I have been training really well the past year, and I feel like I've taken a lot of steps in the right direction, but it's hard to say how it is compared to other people. So I couldn't have dreamed of it now.
You took the right steps today, Pia. Congratulations on your title.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, two new European champions who can barely believe it. So to Inka Nurminen, great reaction when she crossed the line. And a course, challenging, a technical course, technical in so many different aspects, from the short, sharp controls to those route choices that were a bit easier to see, the route choices that were really, really hard to see, hard to judge which the correct one was. A course worthy of a European Championships. And we are getting ready then to award the flowers to our top three, as you can see there. And what Inka Nurminen, you mentioned she could tell she felt like she was, getting knocking on the door throughout some of the other competitions. Her best previously made the top 10 in the world champs actually back in Denmark 3 years ago, but this is will be definitely the best performance of her career so far.
Yeah, definitely, and you could feel from the interview as well that for her it might not exactly be as unexpected as the gold medal for Pia Youngvik, for example, because she said that, of course, I'm dreaming of a medal here, but still that it's, in the end, there's so many runners that possibly could take a medal. Still, you have to execute it very well, and yeah, that was very impressive. But she had you could feel the tendencies going up, and she's getting closer to get a medal. Maybe, it would be tough for her if you had all of the runners with Sara Hagström, Tove Alexandersson, Sanna Fast, and all the others that are missing in top shape. But I mean, you have to take the chance where you have it. So that's, and no, there's no guarantee. I mean, Simone Abersol was here as well, and there's no guarantee that any one of the others could have passed her as well. So that's very well deserved.
Absolutely. So a couple of athletes here not used to being on this performance, definitely not individually. One of those, Inka Nurminen from Finland, will celebrate the bronze medal. And again, she didn't have the best start, but worked her way back through the splits. Hannah Nunberry, she looked like she was going to take the win for so long. One dodgy route choice in the end cost her by just 3 seconds. But I think, again, it will take us some time to get this all to sink in. But Pia Jong-Vik is the new European champion. Had that super high speed, especially at the end, taking 3 seconds off of the others on that last easier section of running to win by just 3 seconds. And so tight overall. If you look, 23 athletes within a minute of the win there. That's very, very tight. Very exciting and good for the future of women's sprinting, I think.
Yeah, and we have to give a big compliment to the organizers, to the event director, Jeremy Jenner, and especially to the course setter, Fabien Pascasi. I mean, throughout the whole week, we had great courses, very intense orienteering, very good sprint orienteering. The athletes loved it. We loved it as spectators as well. A bit unlucky in the sprint relay, the second to last control. I think a mix of maybe the course setting and how they cut the circle that you couldn't see it, and many teams forgot to punch it. But great courses, great organization.
Yeah, thrilling. It's produced a thrilling set of races, and that's what, you know, as fans of watching orienteering, that's what Jonas and I like to see. I'm sure that's what you like to see at home. And Simone Abersol still leads the World Cup standings with her 5th place today. In the men's, it is still Max Petterbema who takes the top spot there, but Kasper Fosser will be is hot on his heels. Just one more round of the World Cup to go in Switzerland in a matter of weeks' time. And in terms of the team standings, still all to play for between Sweden and Norway there at the top of the table. Switzerland there in 3rd place as we add up the points from all of the teams. Still more World Cup points on offer at that World Cup final. And, well, Norway with the most medals, but one unexpected nation, I think, to see up there. France with 2 wins, Mathieu Baravaye and Cécile Calandry in the individual sprint and the knockout, putting them into 2nd place on the table. Well, Jonas, you said it, it's been a super well organised European Championships with loads and loads of very tight racing, super complicated courses, great atmosphere at the arenas as well, and the athletes have put on a show to delight. We hope you enjoyed watching all of these races, cheering on your favourites and enjoying the great orienteering on display. We will be back yet again for the next round of the World Cup in Switzerland in a few weeks' time. We'll see you there.